Entrepreneurship does not have to be hard. And I'm going to explain that to you in a way that I hope lands and hopefully helps people through their entrepreneurship journey. So, if you are new here, welcome back to the Kitchen Table Dreams podcast. I am Chef Kimberly Houston. I am a retired pastry chef turned business and alignment coach. I help entrepreneurs strategize their businesses, get systems put in place, as well as grow exponentially. And so there are three things that I want to tell you about entrepreneurship. So if you're a new entrepreneur, if you're already an entrepreneur and you feel stuck, I want to see if I can help you get clarity around things. And if you're watching this, welcome to my hotel room. So let's talk about it. Number one, choose something easy. Entrepreneurship should be a journey that's an easy lift, right? It does not have to start hard. So, if we think about this in the grand scheme of things, when people are much younger, their parents or their teachers or counselors or well meaning community advocates for them will say something like, you need to be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should pursue XYZ. And in doing that, sometimes it's not something that you're passionate about, it's not something that brings you pleasure. And so my thought is the first step in this is choose something easy. So, what does that look like? For me, I have always enjoyed baking. And so the move from I enjoy baking to opening a business as a chef, well, I wasn't a chef yet, as a baker, making baked goods for people. Then moving into pastry school. I went to Le Cordon Bleu, and then leaving there and building a bakery, that just makes sense in the grand scheme of things, right? What the thing that I was most passionate about, the thing that brought me joy, I was able to monetize it. That could also look like you see something in your child. My oldest had an affinity for acting and being in costume and those sorts of things. And now he's a 23-year-old award winning Shakespearean actor, right? Choose something that is easy. Whatever it is that you're choosing to go into business with, this needs to be something you will still want to do when hard times come. So, number one, we're going to choose something easy. And then number two, I need you to work diligently. I need you to work smartly. I need you to put systems in place in your business that will allow it to run. So, when things get hard, when times get hard, you need to be able to still show up as your full self and do this job that you love. Well, if you don't have systems in your business, you can't show up and do this job that you love to the highest level of execution. So, what does that look like? I'm glad you asked. So, what that looks like is you have automated email replies. You do not take orders via DM or via email. You have an order form. You have processes put in place in your business. So let's say in the very beginning you have an order form. Maybe you use Jotform, and I'm saying you use Jotform for a reason. So you use something like a Jotform, and people can fill it out. They can give you all the information you need in order to be able to send them back a quote, or they can just go ahead and pay you right off the bat. Maybe you set up a Shopify site so that people can just purchase whatever it is they're buying directly. You can ship that thing out to them and keep it moving, right? There are systems in place in your business that allow you to show up even if you're not fully showing up. Another thing you would put in place is going to be there are certain times of day that you check your email. I am not available to my clients 24/7. That doesn't make any sense, right? There are business hours for a reason. And so you need to come up with, how are you going to check your email? Do you check your email once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and then once at 5 p.m.? Anything between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m., it gets responded to on the next day, right? Set these things up, set up systems in your business that will allow you to still show up and deliver customer service at the highest level without intruding on your everyday life. Another thing that you could be looking at is you need to know when it's time to outsource some things. If it takes you too long to do something, babe, pay somebody else to do that, right? Holding on to money holding it really tight, having the limiting belief that I can't afford, I can't afford, I can't afford, as opposed to asking the question, how can I afford to do this? How can I get this service done in my business? When you say, I can't, I can't, I can't, your brain will go find evidence that you cannot. It will 100% affirm to you that you cannot do something. However, if you ask the question, how can I do this? Your brain will then begin looking for evidence of ways we can make this happen, right? So, a very easy thing for that is when I needed an administrative assistant and I needed someone who could respond to my clients because my clients were in a different time zone than I was, I ended up bartering out that service. And so I'm not recommending that you barter everything, but because I asked the question of how, I then remembered that there was someone who was working on a degree and they needed some internship hours. And so even though I was able to fill out their paperwork and allow those things to happen for them. At other times when I have bartered that service out, I traded it for something that they needed. And so that may be an opportunity for you. Stop saying, I can't, I can't, I can't, and begin asking the question, how can I? So that's number two. Number one, pick something easy. Number two, work diligently, work smartly, put systems in place in your business that allow it to flow. And then number three, once you have systems in place, once you have outsourced the things you need to outsource, once you have narrowed down how to create whatever this product or service is to the very, very best of your ability, at that point, you can then begin thinking about scaling. One of the things I see entrepreneurs doing is they do something really well one time and then all of a sudden they now want to release this and think hundreds of thousands of people are going to buy this product. That's not how any of this works. I need you to perfect the thing and then scale it. I need you to perfect the thing and then scale it. So if you are a new entrepreneur or you are someone who, like I like to call you an entrepreneur in residence, you've been doing this for a minute. You're not a newbie, but you're also not at the level that you want to be at. I want you to evaluate where you are. Number one, is the thing that you are passionate about, the thing that you're doing, the thing that you love. Is it something you love? Is it something that's easy? Is it something that you can continue to do for an extended period of time and you will continue to love it? If the answer is yes, then we keep moving. If the answer is no, find something else, beloved. The other thing is if you started this business doing something that you love and you have fallen out of love with it, then I need you to ask yourself this question. Number one, is the love lost or can the love be rekindled? If the love is lost, then we need to let go of the business. If the love can be rekindled, I need you to do whatever it is you need to do to rekindle it. So choose something easy. Then number two, you're going to work diligently. I caution us of using the term work hard. It might not be hard. You just might need to show up consistently. When you show up with consistency, that may be the thing that's difficult, right? Is that you now have to commit to showing up all the time. Well, I won't say all the time. Showing up strategically, showing up repeatedly. There must be consistency in order for you to see growth. Even if it's you decide I'm going to work 4 days a week and I'm only going to work 4 hours a day, right? That's 16 hours a day. Well, 16 hours a week. So if you're only working 16 hours a week, but you're expecting to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, I need you to ask yourself, is the effort and the time that I'm putting into this, is the consistency and the repetitive nature of what I'm doing adding up to the output that I want? If the answer is no, you need to go back and you need to evaluate the systems in your business. If the systems in your business don't equal the output that you are seeking, then it's time for us to do some work, right? This is where we're going to spend the bulk of our time in refining, in becoming more consistent in our daily habits. Being consistent in your business, you should also start learning how to be consistent in your personal life. Your personal and your professional lives are going to mirror one another. I don't know that there's a such thing as work-life balance, but I do believe that there is something called balance in your life. And so I need you to make sure that you are showing up consistently in your personal life for yourself, very specifically, as well as showing up in your business in a way that will service your customers, that will allow you to deliver your services with excellence, and then will allow you to move on to phase 3, which is scaling. And this is where we are outsourcing more things. We are hiring in more people to help us execute these things. This is when you have the come to Jesus meeting and you realize that you have been doing the work of 23 people and you are but one person. And now it's time for us to start building this enterprise, right? This is the time where you stop being afraid of success. You stop being scared of putting your full self into this business. This is when you start doing those things. Choose something easy, put the work in and do it diligently and consistently, and then you can scale.